So here's what I'm doing out in the bee yard today. This hive right here has two medium supers and then a deep that was the top box. Somehow these all got reversed, don't ask how. But in this deep on the top, I'm pretty confident I have the queen right away. It was super easy to find. So I'm gonna pull out this queen and I'm gonna bring the frame over and show her to you real quick. I know the sun's not at the best angle here, but there she is, crawling around. She is definitely last year's queen, and it even looks like she might have a little bit of egg hanging out of her. She's been laying eggs, and there's a little bit of white hanging out the tip of her. I'm having a hard time following her with the sun in my eyes, but she's still there on the screen, walking to the right. She sticks out pretty good, really. She's quite a bit longer than the rest of the bees. I'm gonna go ahead and put this frame back in there because it's starting to get towards evening and cool off a little bit, and I don't need any of this brood getting chilled because I'm getting ready to make a split. Finding this queen in the very top box makes things super easy for the split because I'm gonna just carry the top box and the queen over to this new hive location, and I'm gonna just set that box right on top of another deep that I have already in place on a screened bottom board over here. By moving the queen, she's gonna think she already swarmed because I do have a few queen cells in here and they already have larvae growing in them. So the queen is gonna think she's already moved to a new home and she's gonna be less likely to swarm, and she has more space because she's on top of an empty deep that just has drawn out comb. So now she has all kinds of space to lay. The worker bees have all kinds of space to keep filling up with nectar and pollen. The only thing that I did over here that you can't see super well from a distance is there were two queen cells in there and I destroyed them. Now this box that I have left here, these two mediums, I'm just going to go through them real quick and make sure there's young eggs and brood in here so that I know that there's going to be fresh hatching worker bees and that there's at least a couple queen cells or eggs that they can make a queen with. They can't make a queen unless they have really young eggs, freshly laid within the first few days of being laid. So I'm going to check these out some here real quick and make sure that I didn't just screw the pooch. I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm seeing here. There's plenty of eggs, plenty of brood, and a whole lot of bees still in these boxes. I didn't see any queen cells, so it's going to take them about 16 days to make and hatch a new queen in this box. But what I am going to do is take a couple frames over and shake the bees off into the box that has the queen. It's going to get down to the 40s tonight, and a whole lot of the bees that I moved over to this farther location, those bees are going to fly back to their original home. The only ones that are going to stick behind are the ones that know the queen moved and the ones that can't fly yet or have not flown yet. So I'm going to shake a couple frames of bees over there, and the rest of the hive that stays in the front location is going to start making a queen. It takes a whole lot of bees to raise a queen, so they're going to start on that probably sometime still here in the middle of the night. It doesn't take them long to realize that their queen is gone and that they need to make a new one. I'm going to take one more frame here and walk it over and shake those bees into that hive that I moved, and then I'm going to wrap this up and close up these hives. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see there is comb sticking up on top of these frames here. It's going to be hard to get a cover on top of this without crushing a whole bunch of brood, and it's all drone brood. And right now, since I'm trying to make queens, I want as many drones as I can get. So I'm going to walk over and grab a little shim that I've made for the top of some of my hives, and I'm going to put it on top there. I know that if I leave it too long, those bees are just going to fill that in like crazy, and it's going to be a huge mess. So it's just a temporary fix. And then I'm going to put the cover back on, and I stand bricks up on my hives and position them differently depending on where the hive is at in development. The far hive gets a brick that's going to just lay down facing front and back so that I know there's a queen in there. This brick stands up because there's no queen.